Hello, how are you all? I hope you're doing well. Do you remember, it was actually one of my very first videos. This was the topic. Do you remember when Chris Cuomo, host on CNN, when he came down with the virus and they were continuing to film his show, but it was all from his basement, and he was very descriptive on his just awful symptoms and very descriptive of the fact that he was quarantining in his basement away from his family, and they were upstairs and he was downstairs. And then at the very end of all of it, when he finally got over it, there was this big dramatic moment where he did his reveal to his family.
All right, here it is. The official re-entry from the basement. Cleared by CDC, a little sweaty, just worked out, happens. This is what I've been dreaming of.
The part that I didn't mention, before that dramatic reunion, before Chris was cleared, while they were still continuing to film his show and he's telling everyone that he is still infected, he was spotted out in public with his family, sans social distancing. So he was spotted at a foundation site where they're building a new home. A bicyclist was riding his bike by and saw Chris Cuomo standing there with his family, and he was like, "Hey, aren't you Chris Cuomo? Like, aren't you supposed to be in your home right now? Aren't you sick?" Chris Cuomo started yelling at the biker, and that was a big thing. And even Chris Cuomo himself was on a radio show admitting that he did in fact see this biker and make contact with him. And then the whole story just disappeared. There were a few people talking about it, like me and other people who were saying, wait a second, what's going on here? But the story just went away, and CNN continued with this dramatic story and continued with that segment where he's, reuniting with his family after being quarantined away from them for so long, and then people just continued to watch the show like nothing happened, and the story just went away. It's like, hey, wait a second, I thought this was our trusted news source. I thought, what is this? Is this drama TV? Was he ever infected? Was he not? Was he breaking quarantine while infected, while telling all of us we need to stay home and whatever? We don't know. Anyway, it was just very odd how the whole story just went away. And I'm sitting there like, guys, excuse me? But it did. It just kind of disappeared and everyone went on their merry way. It's almost like that's the state of our media. Now it's like something comes out and exposes them. And we're like, man, this is really going to end this, or it's really going to end the credibility of this. But then it doesn't. People just move along like nothing ever happened. Anywho, fast forward to now, somebody finally brought it back up on the Chris Cuomo show to his face, and I'm going to show you that clip. And this is a restaurant owner from Huntington Beach, California, on the Chris Cuomo show. So just watch.
Then why did you leave your house when you had COVID? I mean, you had it, and you left your house. I mean, it's been documented.
First
right?
of all,
So
it has been documented.
My
ass, it's been documented.
Why
I quarantined. I went out. My wife got accosted by somebody.
I don't know, man.
And I know you don't know, so I'm trying to help you. The science is clear, Tony.
You're trying to help me.
I don't want you to get sick the way I was
The
sick.
science is clear. Oh, you care about me all of a sudden, huh?
Enough to have you on the show because I don't like people making bad decisions for themselves and their family. I was hoping it was a little bit of a stunt.
Oh.
You have the freedom not to take the vaccine. I just don't know why you think it's a good move.
Maybe we should ask your brother about protecting people, right?
Okay, so that's two things. He brought up the leaving the house situation. He also brought up Chris Cuomo's brother, Governor Andrew Cuomo, that situation. So we're going to talk about both. And first, he is completely right. Chris Cuomo had this restaurant owner on his show to discuss his no mask policy. And the restaurant owner even said it's an IQ test. It's just a pro-freedom thing. Obviously, you can't go in and say, this is my proof that I haven't been vaccinated, but it's your choice as a human. Do you want to go to this restaurant or do you not want to go to this restaurant? That is your choice. You know the policy. You make the choice. And Chris Cuomo is trying to shame him, saying he doesn't care about other people's health. He doesn't care about getting rid of what's going on in the world. Yet at the same time, Chris Cuomo, while sick, while he's saying on his show that he is sick, was spotted out in public, not distancing. And Chris Cuomo tries to shoot it down when he first says that. I don't know if you noticed that, but then kind of incriminates himself by saying, yeah, I went out and a man accosted my wife. Is that what happened, Chris? Is it? And by the way, you just admitted that you were out while you were sick. So where do you get off pointing fingers at anyone else? You did the ultimate bad thing by leaving your house and not distancing while you're telling the world that you were in your basement, away from your family and away from everyone. So 1 for restaurant owner, 0 for Chris Cuomo. Next, he brings up Andrew Cuomo, Chris Cuomo's brother. And the reason he brought up Andrew Cuomo is because Cuomo is arguably, and I'm saying arguably because obviously there's not a giant court case, we don't know, but Chris Cuomo had a directive very early on that all infected nursing home patients be taken back to their nursing homes, not to be put in hospitals, but to be put back in nursing homes. And his fear was that the hospitals are going to get overcrowded, even though the nursing homes were not equipped to deal with an illness like this, did not have the proper things, and it caused huge outbreaks and a lot of deaths. And nursing home deaths accounted for 40% of the deaths in our entire nation. It also came out that the actual numbers of deaths were underreported by almost 50%. So we don't even know to the extent of deaths that actually happen. And this was even admitted by one of Cuomo's aides. And so his fear was that the hospitals were going to be overrun. Well, they had the Comfort, one of the Navy medical ships, and at all times it never had over 200 patients in that ship, and it sat at over a 90% vacancy. That was never utilized. So this, in a lot of people's opinions, was a huge mistake and something that they want to be criminally investigated. So that is also what the restaurant owner is bringing up. You're going to point fingers at other people, man. You got to make sure your hands are clean, and Chris Cuomo's hands are definitely not clean in this situation. This tactic of shaming people and calling them idiots and calling them irresponsible and say that they're the reasons why this is still happening is just not a very good position to take, and is not really going to convince anyone, especially when your brother could possibly be responsible for the deaths of thousands of nursing home patients, and you yourself left your house, your family, when you were supposedly sick and not social distancing. So anyway, let me know what you think about that. I'm glad that somebody brought it up to Chris Cuomo's face, and you can see it clearly got to him at the very end of that segment. He's calling the guy an idiot and a mistake that I even brought him on this show, which just shows a lack of professionalism as well. What are the ratings for the Chris Cuomo show? Do we even know at this point? Anyway, let me know what you guys think about that, and I'll see you later. Bye.